When they go low, we kick them.
And if you see anybody in a restaurant, in a department store, at a gasoline station, you get out and you create a crowd. And you push back on them. And you tell them they're not welcome.
I just don't even know why there aren't uprisings all over the country. Maybe there will be. You cannot be civil with a political party that wants to destroy what you stand for, what you care about.
Get up and please get up in the face of some Congress people.
Is this the quote unquote mob?
Wow. Wow, that's a lot, isn't it? That's a lot in 56 seconds. That's a lot. It's a lot to take in. It's a lot to understand. But I really think that we have to understand it, because without really understanding what we are dealing with here, we are going to miscalculate how difficult the task moving forward is. Because the task moving forward is going to be very difficult. We have this impression, I think a lot of people have this impression that this is just a simple Democrat/Republican thing. And I hear all the time that these people are ignorant, these people are stupid, these people don't understand. This is not what this is. We have to understand what we're up against. And we're not up against radicals, like the president calls these people radicals. They're not radicals. They're rebels. Just like my friend Alfonso Rachel said from the beginning, these folks are rebels. They are hell-bent on destroying the United States. And they always have been. And I know that sounds hyperbolic, but it's the truth. And I think it's so important that we understand what we're up against, really. When you hear, the left likes to talk about dog whistles. These weren't, what you just heard, wasn't dog whistles. These were instructions. These were open instructions. When Nancy Pelosi says, I don't know why there are not more people uprising. When Eric Holder says, when they go low, we kick them. When Maxine Waters says that people should disrupt them and interrupt them and draw a crowd and tell them they're not welcome, no matter where they are, whether they're in a restaurant, in a department store, at a gasoline station, wherever. Do you not think people are hearing that as it's go time? That's what we're up against. And it's going to take more than just an election. One might even say that as bad as it's been, especially as bad as it's been the past few months, that when Donald Trump gets reelected, it could even be worse. Some people have said just that. As a matter of fact, John Kerry has said that if Donald Trump is reelected, there will be revolution. Is there a more irresponsible thing to say? No, not at all. But what I've said in the past is still true. The left will say and do anything to push their agenda. And they have the press at their beck and call, and that's not going to change. Don Lemon is not going to be canceled by saying things like, well, not even Jesus was perfect while he was on earth. He's going to get away with saying that, and nothing is going to happen. Nothing. Zero. At some point, probably, in October and November, Donald Trump will probably have his Twitter account suspended. And it wouldn't surprise any of you. I mean, would it? We are up against, frankly, a formidable enemy that we have allowed to exist. We have allowed them to brainwash, pay for the privilege, pay dearly through the nose for the privilege of turning our own children against us. This is a monster that we've created. This is a monster that we've created. Folks, you're looking for answers. The first answer is get down on your knees tonight and humble yourself before your Creator, because He said He would come and heal your land. Second of all, please do not think for a second that simply re-electing Donald Trump will be the answer. I think it's part of the process, but please don't get into a mindset that simply re-electing Donald Trump will be the answer as to what you see. That's not true. Like I said a minute ago, some have said, and some believe, that the re-election of Donald Trump may indeed spark things that are even worse than they are now. America would be a crown jewel for the socialists and the communists. Ronald Reagan said that we are the last beacon of hope in the world. We are the last place. If America falls, there's nowhere else to go. And that's true. Where is there a more free place on the planet than America? Than the United States? Is there? No, there is not. There's not a more free place in the world. If we are not here, there is nowhere to go. So when the left starts saying that getting out of the World Health Organization isolates America, I got news for you. We've been isolated. It is our freedom, it is our liberty that isolates us from the rest of the world. So in that respect, nothing has changed. But we have to know what we're up against. We have to know who we are up against. We have to know that the Democrat Party is not just the loyal opposition. That we are fighting a formidable foe. And it will take all of us to defeat it. So we have to do something that we as conservatives are not used to doing, frankly. I'm just going to tell you straight up. Supporting one another and working together. Conservatives, by their nature, are people who are lone wolves, go out and do things on their own, self-sufficient. I get it. But right now, in this time, we are going to have to work together. We are going to have to stop having conservative pissing contests that I'm more conservative than you, that I'm smarter than you. We're going to have to stop that nonsense. We don't have time for it. We don't have the resources for it. This is not regular time. This is the time that we have to work together and that we have to support one another. That's what time it is now. Because we are up against a formidable foe. Now, it's easy to find the whack jobs out there, put them on Facebook and characterize this whole thing as some Antifa whack job, some 98-pound weakling with his little scrawny fist raised in the air, who has trouble breaking a pane glass window at the Starbucks. He's not the only thing. He's not what you're fighting. You're fighting forces in this on this planet that it would be their life achievement to bring us down. Their life achievement to bring us down. So, I'm not gonna hold. I'm not like I keep saying. I'm not gonna hold you long. But I'm gonna replay that clip, and I'll be back right after that.
When they go low, we kick them.
And if you see anybody in a restaurant, in a department store, at a gasoline station, you get out and you create a crowd. And you push back on them. And you tell them they're not welcome.
I just don't even know why there aren't uprisings all over the country. Maybe there will be. You cannot be civil with a political party that wants to destroy what you stand for, what you care about.
Get up and please get up in the face of some Congress people.
Is this the quote unquote mob?
But here's the thing. Jesus Christ, if that's who you believe in, Jesus Christ, admittedly was not perfect when he was here on this earth.
Well, what do you think? Prayer first. Everything we do moving forward has to be bathed in prayer. You know, the word says that if we humble ourselves, and then God will heal our land. Doesn't matter how many boat parades you do. It won't matter how many T-shirts you buy and how many hats you wear and how many Trump 2020 masks you have on. Our salvation as a nation is not in total about Donald Trump. And these are hard sayings for some of you, I understand, but it's the truth. We must bathe everything we do in prayer. We must pray for our president. We must pray for our cities. We must pray for our police and our sheriffs and our military. And we must humble ourselves so God will heal our land and our hearts. And we must stand together. As conservatives, we must stand together. Now, I know that for some of us, there are major points of disagreement on any number of things, but this is not the time for that. We have to learn something that the left has learned. Even though they don't agree on every jot and tittle, they agree on enough to move forward together. And that's where we have to be. And we have to be there today. We don't have 10 years to work it out. We don't have time for another 4 or 5 CPACs to happen, or we don't have time for that. This needs to happen tonight. It needs to happen tonight. I would love to do a Zoom meeting with people who are conservative, that are conservative from every part of the spectrum, and come up with a strategic plan for every community. I'd love to meet with you on Zoom. So send me an email at wls860@gmail.com and let's put something together. All right, until we see you again, go out there and learn something, love somebody, and for goodness sakes, y'all take care of yourself. We will see you when we see you. Bye-bye now.